Ever tried sending money across borders and found yourself lost in a maze of fees, codes, and waiting times? Yeah, me too. But here's the thing. What if your bank, a bank that champions small businesses, a bank like Relay, could simplify that whole mess? Specifically, what if they could handle wire transfers? That's the question we're diving into today. Because, let's be honest, in today's globalized world, wire transfers aren't some fancy financial tool for the elite, they're a necessity. So, does Relay Bank, the bank built for entrepreneurs, actually deliver on this crucial feature? To understand this, we need to step back a bit. Relay Bank, for those who might not know, has carved a niche for itself. They're all about empowering small businesses, startups, and freelancers. They promise streamlined banking, transparent fees, and tools designed to make financial management easier. And when you're running a business, especially one with international clients or suppliers, wire transfers are non-negotiable. You need to send and receive funds quickly, reliably, and without getting nickel and dimed at every turn. Think about it. You're a software developer in the US, and you've just landed a big contract with a client in Europe. You need to invoice them, they need to pay you, and you need that money in your account, converted to dollars, with minimal fuss. Or maybe you're a small e-commerce business sourcing products from manufacturers in Asia. You need to pay them for goods, and they need to receive those funds promptly. In both scenarios, wire transfers are often the most efficient, if not the only, way to go. But here's the catch. Traditional banks often make this process a headache. They charge hefty fees, they have confusing exchange rates, and the transfers can take days, sometimes even weeks, to complete. This is where modern business banks like Relay aim to disrupt the status quo. They promise to offer a more streamlined, transparent, and cost-effective alternative. But the question remains, does Relay actually deliver on this promise, especially when it comes to wire transfers? We need to go deeper, we need to look at the specifics, and we need to understand what they actually offer. So, let's break it down. First, we need to distinguish between domestic wire transfers and international wire transfers. Domestic wires, within the US, are generally faster and cheaper. International wires, on the other hand, are a whole different ballgame. They involve multiple banks, different currencies, and often, a network of correspondent banks. This complexity is what drives up costs and processing times. Now, when we look at Relay, we find that they do offer wire transfers. However, the details are crucial. They facilitate both domestic and international wire transfers, but there are some nuances that business owners need to be aware of. For domestic wires, they offer a relatively straightforward process, with clear fee structures. But when it comes to international wires, the picture gets a little more complex. Relay partners with third-party providers to facilitate international wire transfers. This means that while you initiate the transfer through your Relay account, the actual processing is handled by another company. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's important to understand the implications. It can affect processing times, and it can also affect the fees you pay. One of the biggest concerns for businesses is the exchange rate. When you are dealing with international wires, you need to know exactly how much you're going to receive in your local currency. Relay, like many banks, uses a market-based exchange rate, but they also factor in a margin. This margin is essentially their profit on the currency exchange. It's crucial to understand this margin, because it can significantly impact the final amount you receive. Then there are the fees. Wire transfer fees can vary widely, depending on the amount you're sending, the destination country, and the bank you're using. Relay aims to be transparent about its fees, but it's essential to check the fine print and compare their fees with those of other providers. You need to consider not just the upfront fee, but also any hidden fees, such as intermediary bank fees or receiving bank fees. Another critical factor is processing time. International wires can take anywhere from a few days to a week or more, depending on various factors. Relay's processing times are generally in line with industry standards, but they can be affected by factors outside their control, such as the processing speed of the correspondent banks or the regulations of the destination country. Security is also paramount. When you're sending or receiving large sums of money, you need to be confident that your funds are safe and secure. Relay employs industry-standard security measures, such as encryption and fraud detection, to protect your transactions. However, it's always important to take your own precautions, such as verifying the recipient's account details and being wary of phishing scams. So, let's recap. Does Relay Bank do wire transfers? Yes, they do. But it's not a simple yes or no. They offer both domestic and international wires, but the international wires are facilitated through third-party providers. This means that you need to be aware of the potential implications for processing times and fees. You also need to pay close attention to the exchange rate and any hidden fees. Now, for the practical side. How do you actually initiate a wire transfer through Relay? The process is relatively straightforward, but it's crucial to have all the necessary information on hand, such as the recipient's bank details, their account number, and the SWIFT code or IBAN. Relay's online platform provides a step-by-step guide, but it's always a good idea to double-check the information before you submit the transfer. One thing to keep in mind is that wire transfers are generally irreversible. Once you submit a transfer, it's very difficult to get your money back. This is why it's so important to verify the recipient's details and to double-check the amount you're sending. Any error can cause a lot of headaches and potential loss. For businesses, the ability to track wire transfers is also crucial. Relay provides tracking information for your transfers, so you can monitor their progress and know when they've been completed. This transparency is essential for managing your cash flow and ensuring that your payments are received on time. Ultimately, whether Relay's wire transfer service is right for your business depends on your specific needs and priorities. If you're looking for a streamlined, transparent, and relatively cost-effective solution, Relay can be a good option. However, if you're dealing with very large sums of money or if you need extremely fast processing times, you may want to consider other providers. Remember to always compare fees, exchange rates, and processing times before making a decision. Don't just rely on the marketing materials, do your own research and read the fine print. And most importantly, choose a provider that you trust, a provider that has a proven track record of reliability and security. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.